Hi everyone, today I'm here with a brand new book review for you lot. I'm really excited to do this. Literally just finished reading the book about 5 or 10 minutes ago, and it is Life of Pi by Yann Martel, which has also recently been made into a film, which is very successful, very popular at the moment. Definitely want to go see that soon now I've finished the book. Life of Pi is basically a fantasy adventure style novel, and it features around the main character of Pi Patel, who is very academic. He tells the story from his perspective. He has majors in both religious studies and zoology. Then there is a tragic shipwreck, and he is the only survivor along with some animals. So we've got a zebra with a broken leg, a hyena, an orang-utan, and a 450-pound Royal Bengal tiger. He has to survive with these as the events in the book unfold. That is basically just where it takes off. I'm not going to go into too much information, otherwise it'll just spoil it. I think the best thing about this book is discovering things as the story progresses. So the characters in this book are going to get a 4 out of 5. I absolutely love the main character. I think the main character of Pi is absolutely fantastic. I found him very intriguing. I love the backstory. I love the cultural, religious references. I just love reading about that kind of thing. The first part of the book really helped me to develop with him because it's basically just featuring around him and his development, who he is, and I think that just gives a great backstory to him. The animals also in this book are portrayed amazingly. They are so great to read about, so vivid, and I always find it so exciting to read about animals. And you know, this book heavily really features around the tiger, which was even better. Never really read anything like that before. It was definitely very unique. To be honest, I don't think all the characters fully stuck in my head. Maybe there were some side characters which just didn't really connect with me as much as they potentially could have. For example, the side characters they weren't as memorable, you know. I just need a little bit more from them, and this is kind of a problem that I seem to be having with every single book I read right now. The side characters are irritating me for some reason. They're not irritating me as such, like I'm annoyed, but I just need more. I just can't seem to picture them as well. No idea what's going on. The plot is also going to get 4 out of 5. I found this a very exciting one. Once it got going, it was definitely very interesting, really grabbed me, and I couldn't stop reading. The last part was just amazing. Lots of very meaningful themes that are woven into this book seamlessly. That is great, because I love themes, I love quotes, which there were many of, and I think it just really added to it, you know, when there's a lot of good themes that really carry good meaning, just makes the book a bit more interesting. To be honest, it did move very slow, and a lot of this really detracted from it being very enjoyable. I don't really think the character and plot development was balanced throughout. It sort of was either one or the other. They never seemed to come together. They never really seemed to merge well. I think sometimes it stops the flow. I just needed a bit more of both, you know, at the same time. I also find that it lacks a bit of substance at times. I think the plot is very simple, actually. There isn't that much going on, to be honest. You know, you've got your basic plot, but it's actually quite padded out. Although the book is actually very short, only about 320 pages, it feels very padded out. It feels like it's gone a bit too far almost. Writing is going to get a 4 out of 5. I found this very vivid. It really provides a great imagery of the characters and the setting as it changes throughout the book. Obviously, you've got Canada, India, all these really interesting places. I've never visited any of them, so it really, you know, made a good picture in my mind of what it would be like, and obviously very dramatic as well throughout it as well. I also love the short chapters. Not a lot of books actually have these. I know the Maze Runner does have very short chapters, but never really any others that have had really short chapters. This has 100 chapters in total, and it's only 320 pages. That is absolutely mental, I know, but it's actually such a great thing. I think it really made for an easier read. I really always like this aspect if there is short chapters, and you know, if it's easy to read, that is a benefit. However, as I keep saying, the pacing was not good, and it was very hit and miss. It was good at the end. The last part was actually very good, but then we've got, you know, the rest, sort of 2/3 of it is slow and draggy and sort of dull, a bit boring at times, if I'm going to be honest. And you know, although it is very detailed, I would have probably preferred more of an action as opposed to description and character development. I just really wanted more action. I just wanted something to really like shock me or something. You know, I just need a bit more. Now for enjoyment, that is going to get a 3.5 out of 5. I'm sorry I have to rate this a little bit lower, but you know, as I keep saying, I'm just being honest, saying exactly what I think. That is the only way forward in booktubing and in book reviews. So as I said, I love the cultural and religious stuff. This really was very unique for me. I've never really read much like this before. It was very intriguing. I'm not even a religious person, and I really enjoyed it, actually. It wasn't too much, you know, it was just sort of there. You know, it wasn't saying, you know, you have to be religious or you have to be this particular religion. It was just there and it provided a great backstory to the characters. However, I would not reread this book. Parts of it were a bit boring, a bit slow, and didn't really sustain my attention as much as they could have. So overall, as a mean average, we get a 3.9 out of 5. So that is still an okay rating. It's not too bad. It is still fairly average for me. Normally I like to rate a bit more into the 4s. I don't think it met my high expectations that I had. I was so looking forward to this read. I was expecting to give it like 4.5s and even 5s. And, 3.5s and 4s. It isn't, the same. It's just not as good as I wanted it to be. I think it had potential to be very good. Parts of it were very good. The ending was great, but then other parts were not brought across in ways that they potentially could have been. Glad I've read it. I'm really excited to see the film as well. See how it's adapted, see how everything's portrayed in that. And I don't know when I'm going to see the film, but whenever I do, I'm looking forward to it. I will definitely tell you what I think. Yeah, that is really about everything for this video. I hope you all enjoyed. Hopefully it was a helpful, useful review. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to comment, rate, share and subscribe, and see you all again later.